The earth swallowed the false pope. He was killed by the mere breath of the believers chanting Labbaik Aba Al-Sadiq.
Now that's a fucking extraordinary claim. Right, I mean, a supernatural, extraordinary claim.
Ark, mere hours or days away from a full flood pouring on the face of the earth. It's not a flood of water. It is a flood of blood.
A flood of blood. No emotion. You know, can you imagine if a great prophet sat you down and was telling you there's going to be a great flood of blood? You'd expect some sort of reaction, wouldn't you? This guy, nothing. Look, just nothing. Just. I found 1 cent at the shopping center. Oh, right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, there's an alien invasion outside the house. Yeah, all right. See what you mean? Yeah,
That's
that's
the
great
type
news.
of people that we are looking for. We're looking for people that are willing to sell their homes and to come and be amongst the community and to follow me. We're looking for people that are not going to waver or want to leave once they've come.
That's nice, isn't it?
Huh.
Slaves, I think it's the word, isn't it?
To this world to support. If you truly believe that, then there shouldn't be any price that you wouldn't pay in order to come and support me and to help me carry this burden.
Wow. Like, this is the shittiest behavior you will ever see. Being right.
I am Abdullah, the successor of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, the successor of the Comforter Ahmad, the successor of Simon Peter, the successor of Muhammad, the successor of Jesus Christ. I am the true and legitimate Pope. I am the proof upon the Christians. I am the son of the Muslims through my father and the son of the Christians and the Jews through my mother. I am more knowledgeable than any false Pope, and I am appointed by name and the will of the prophets.
There's some pretty big fucking claims.
Yeah.
Right there.
Huge.
Yeah.
But I am that servant. I am Abdullah, the righteous servant
Whoa,
of God.
buddy. Whoa, buddy. Sacrilege.
Yeah.
Whoa, buddy. What?
The believers stood in the crowd before the false pope on Easter, the very day meant to commemorate the rise of Jesus alayhi salam from the dead. And they gave glad tidings of the rise of the riser. They raised the banners of allegiances to Allah, the banners of there is no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God, and Ali and the Imams are the proofs of Allah, and the Mahdi and the Mahdis are the proofs of Allah. Less than 24 hours later, a great miracle and sign occurred. A sign no less great than the earth swallowing Korah. The earth swallowed the false pope. He was killed by the mere breath of the believers chanting Labbaik Aba Al-Sadiq.
Now that's a fucking extraordinary claim. Right, I mean, a supernatural, extraordinary claim that your believers who went there to St. Peter's Square, holding up the black standard and then chanting, you know, whatever it was, basically, all hail Al-Sadiq. That caused the Pope's death. Okay, and that's the sign of a miracle, that God has performed this miracle because they showed up, chanted towards the Pope, and he died. Now, maybe if, you know, the Pope was wheeled out onto the balcony, they held up the banner and chanted, and the Pope, you know, fucking levitated from his wheelchair, you know, then got thrown over the balcony and died on the ground. Then you go, oh my God, did you see that? Did you fucking see that? These guys, but that's like me saying, listen, I was drinking a cup of tea on Easter Sunday, and I thought, oh Jesus, the Pope's going to die pretty soon. And then the next morning, he died. It's a fucking miracle.
Ensuite, lorsque nous sommes arrivés au portique de sécurité, il y avait énormément de soldats, énormément de policiers et de gendarmes. Ils nous ont fouillés, mais ils ont trouvé, ils nous ont saisis.
All right, so we see at least there's some police doing their job over there. So not the Swiss Guard. So maybe I'd question the Swiss Guard. What is it they're actually doing? I suppose maybe there was no Pope at the time, so they have no Pope to protect. But I don't know if their duties extend to beyond just protecting the Pope, or it's the entire Vatican City. But we can see here something flagged in the police, and I think it was the banner and the right to approach it. If somebody shows up in St. Peter's Square and they're not holding some sort of papal flag or papal banner, well, then it's only fair and proper that they're questioned.
Qu'une seule banderole. Mais ils n'ont pas trouvé nos t-shirts sur lesquels il y avait nos slogans, et ils n'ont pas trouvé notre bannière noire, ou nos bannières noires plutôt, sur lesquelles il est mentionné l'allégeance est à Dieu.
If I was cop, I would have took them away there and then. Like, I wouldn't have allowed them anywhere near St. Peter's Square. I don't know what their procedure is, but I wouldn't have taken the chance. I see people showing up with this, these black banners in Arabic, especially if I couldn't read it, that would even just make you more suspicious. Than these T-shirts. It just, how could you take the risk?
This is a direct consequence of the ecumenism of the Catholic Church. It's like, every believer of the book, as the Muslims call it, is valid. So yeah, sure, stand in front of the Pope on his final days. Big deal.
Here's a gun.
But then this fucking cult gets a boost from it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they got questions. So I was saying, like, at least these cops seem to be what's the word I'm fucking looking for? More competent than the Swiss Guard. They had the good sense to question, but it may be because they saw the banner and then it just drew their suspicion. Like, what the heck is this? Let's go and investigate. And I think the guy said most of their banners were taken off them, but they managed to hang on to 2 flags and a couple of t-shirts.
Donc nous sommes rentrés et nous nous sommes rapprochés le plus possible du balcon sur lequel se tiendrait le pape.
Donc on est resté pendant toute la messe.
Nous avons attendu jusqu'à ce que le pape apparaisse. Une fois qu'il est apparu, nous avons...
Is that the music from Jaws? Is it? It's very similar, isn't it?
Yeah. Holy shit. Oh my god. They have no shame. And this editing style, by the way, goes back 15 years?
Yeah.
Like it's so cynical once you realize the roots of this guy,
Yeah, it's like, we are change.
He also said, because of this, God in his wisdom said, I will send them prophets and apostles, some of whom they will kill and others they will persecute.
Look at these dopes. Yeah. No, he didn't say that at all. He's lying through his fucking front and back teeth when he's talking here. He's not quoting from the Bible. He's quoting from the Quran. And this is what Muslims do. So he's mentioned the dawah a few times. And so anyone who's not familiar with Islam, that's the invitation to Islam. So that's any time you see, the guys standing at their stand on your local main street and they're beckoning you over and asking you questions or handing out Qurans, or you see the Sisters of Islam on O'Connell Street in Dublin and they're feeding poor people, or you have guys appearing on television stations and news stations and they're talking about, the beautiful religion of peace, that sort of thing. They're inviting people to Islam because that's what they want for the world is, the whole world to be Muslims and for the world to be governed under an Islamic one world government. And they're open about it. Like, it's not some conspiracy theory. They're open about it. So in the Quran, in 61:6, it says, "O children of Israel, I'm the messenger of Allah to you, bringing good tidings of a messenger to come after me, whose name is Ahmad." Then from a Christian perspective, they draw on Matthew 24:11. And it's a little bit different, slightly. So I'll read Matthew 24:11. "And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray." That resonates more with me than, the Quranic verse. So I think we may well be looking at a false prophet here. And then Matthew 24:24. "For false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the elect." Now, I can't say how anyone who's serious about Christianity would be led astray by this guy. But again, we say that, but I've seen some pretty fucking dopey, freaky Christians, and that's not to shit on them. But they're just as wacky as fundamental Muslims or fundamental atheists or fundamental materialists. Anybody, any fundy is, by definition, kind of a whack job, at least to my mind anyway, But just keep that in mind, that what this guy is saying is he's not drawing, again, on anything to do with Christianity. Christianity actually says the inverse of what he's saying. That, Jesus said, like, beware. I'm not promising any new prophet. What I am foreseeing here is that there will be many false prophets who will come and lead people astray. And they will perform great signs like killing the Pope with breath and flags. So take heed, my followers. And then with the Comforter, we mentioned the Comforter earlier, or the blankie, the divine blankie. So in the New Testament, Jesus doesn't endorse any fucking prophet to come after him. All he does is he warns about the false prophets, right? And then so in John 14, 16, 17, saying this like I know what I'm talking about. But if people want to go down the kind of Christian interpretation, there's no shortage of channels out there where you can spend, the rest of your life listening to Christians argue back and forth about what the actual meaning of biblical passages are. Anyway, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another helper, the Paraclete. Not a parakeet, now a Paraclete, to be with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees him or knows him. You know him, for he dwells with you and will be in you. And that's the Spirit of the truth, not some external agent. It's, within you. It is you, because that's the gift that people are either given or have, is to know the truth. And the truth is usually self-evident.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. So we're done with that. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. So we know who he is. This is his introduction to all of Christianity. The first miracle, killing the Pope. Not a very kind miracle when you think of it, really. Turning the water into wine, feeding the many. No, fuck it. I'm going to kill the Pope. Just as a message.
Well, it is very in keeping with the spirit of Islam, to be fair.
Yeah. Killing someone. Beheaded the Pope, really. But I think this has to be like their primer video when you come in to the cult. Maybe the second week they show you this. For the first week, you're going to be love bombed, put on a special diet. So you're weak and you can't think properly, and then sleep deprived. Yep. So I don't know, maybe 3 hours of sleep a day, something like that, just to keep you on your toes. Now I'm just guessing. I don't know if that's the case, but it would be in keeping, wouldn't it? Whatever whatever cult.
I am inviting you to the seventh and final covenant between God
Oh,
and
dude,
mankind.
really? This fucking lighting, man, and filter, it's Jesus Christ.
Accepting this covenant is the only thing that will save you from the punishment which is about to come down upon mankind. COVID was merely the beginning of that punishment and a precursor. More plagues and diseases will be unearthed and unleashed upon you. Viruses that were frozen and dormant for thousands of years will become live once again. Strange illnesses that were never seen before will fall down to the earth with comets and meteors. The sounds of jets soaring through the skies, bombs exploding on the earth and sea, and the cries of human beings will haunt the human mind. The earth will turn on mankind, and its oceans and seas will seek to strike their cities. And the earth will shake down every tall building, and the skies will darken, and smoke will cover it. And
Jesus Christ, this shit's been happening for like millions of years.
Yeah, I know. He's terrible. Like he needs to change the tone up as well. It's the same tone as the fucking sermon. It's like, put some energy into it. If I want to be terrified, I want to be, terrified properly. There's no fire and brimstone attached to this. But again, if you're under a hypnotic spell and you have this guy, telling you like, oh, this is coming. But you're right, it's already fucking here. It's been here for a long time. Buildings have been falling, wars have been happening, diseases, plagues. There's nothing new in it, so these aren't really prophecies, these are probabilities. So he needs to get away from prophecy and just state like, these are my probabilities. But I don't think you can build a cult on probabilities unless you're appealing to high functioning autistic people, Chinese people who have a penchant for mathematics. You can join the probability cult and just sit there all day working out what the probability of every event happening is.
the planet will seek to destroy mankind just as the immune system seeks to destroy an infection. Prices will soar, and the most valuable of things will be those things needed to survive, such as bread and water.
And toilet roll. He forgot toilet roll. Any prophet worth their salt would have thrown toilet roll in there.
Yeah.
Neighbors will kill neighbors, and people will eat people out of hunger. Chaos will erupt, and destruction of civilization will occur. The beasts of the earth will turn against man and the insects, and the beasts of the sky and the earth will chase.
You know what this is
and
like? This is like the intro to a Perturbator song.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for the drop and the like dark. Yeah, there we go.
hunt down mankind just as they hunted the.
We need to go back a little bit. So we have some newspaper clippings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happened. What was it, last year or something? That
It's been happening for a while.
Well, there was a particular, spate of
kind,
whales.
just as they hunt.
Sorry. Yeah, you were saying a spate of whale attacks, wasn't there?
Yeah, on boats, which, a lot of people are saying, look, they all kind of got this idea from each other, and they started to attack humans as kind of revenge, which, yeah, I see it happening, but I don't think it's a fucking end times fucking sign.
No, unless they come up to the fucking beach, get up on their dorsal fin and start walking into the towns and cities and
Yeah.
destroying people or telling them to convert to Islam. Well, then I'm not, then I would fucking worry horribly, But yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? That obviously they're getting fucked up by these boats. Like I saw stories of whales where their dorsal fins have been chewed up by propellers of boats.
Oh.
Or, one of their pod, and they're particularly so we're told they're intelligent enough beings. So if they see this thing that presents a danger, well, then what are you going to do? Like, you're going to go over and attack it. You're not just going to have a conversation with the people on board about, Would you mind just leaving, please? Or
Well,
please?
they're extremely intelligent. They're intelligent enough to know that we can't be reasoned with, you know?
There you go. Maybe we can learn something from the killer
Mm.
whales. But yeah, not a sign of the end of the world. I don't think we have to worry about the animals and the insects coming to attack us. I think we have to be more concerned about each other. I don't think there's been a case in history where, you know, dolphins have invaded a country, or wasps, or blue bottles. God's sadflies. We're going to have an invasion of God's sadflies. They're going to just worm their way into governments throughout the planet and cripple us all.
Hunted them. Even the sun and the moon and the stars and the heavenly bodies will curse the inhabitants of the earth. And time itself is and will speed up even more in order to fast forward this time where much evil abides on the face of the earth. The reason for all of this is because mankind chose to reject God.
Where we are right now in the story of Noah's Ark, mere hours or days away from a full flood pouring on the face of the earth. It's not a flood of water, it is a flood of blood.
A flood of blood. I take back my thing about saying he doesn't want homeless people. Clearly, this guy is a homeless person. Like, he's just fucking no emotion. You know, can you imagine if a great prophet sat you down and was telling you there's going to be a great flood of blood? You'd expect some sort of reaction, wouldn't you? This guy, nothing. Look, just nothing. Just.
Nothing.
It's like saying,
I see that happening. Yeah.
I found 1 cent at the shopping center. Oh, right. Yeah, fair enough. There's an alien invasion outside the house. Yeah, all right. See what you mean. Yeah, that's great news.
Wait, what? That's your editing, right?
Yeah, the blood. The blood was my editing, but clearly this is like he's ripping off fucking Stanley Kubrick. Like, that you have to look forward to a flood of blood. Easy to remember as well because it rhymes, which is always useful. But he could have got someone else with a bit more fucking energy than just that dude just sitting there with nothing. It's like, give me something. Come on, dude. You're on fucking camera. The shock, the light, horror, anything. Not a fucking thing. So now I think we move to who he's looking for.
That's the type of people that we are looking for. We're looking for people that are willing to sell their homes and to come and be amongst the community and to follow me. We're looking for people that are not going to waver or want to leave once they've come.
That's nice, isn't it? Slaves, I think it's the word, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Give up your people who are willing to give up their houses, give up their life,
right?
No second chances, no takey backs. We're looking for people who are coming in, never leaving, much like Islam. Easy to get in, impossible to get out. The only way to get out is death. If you take it serious. I know some people might get upset. Oh, that's not all murder. There's no murder down there. Okay, but at its core values, easy to get in, hard to get out. So that's what he's looking for. Like, just fucking dedicated people with money. No poor bastards. Like, if you're renting, that won't do. I don't want to take on your rent. I don't want you to give up paying your rent. If that's the case, just send your rent to me. but you're not coming in to the grounds of the building here.
Yeah,
in
this
Crewe.
is
This is part of the initiation ceremony.
Wait, he's not wearing a Nike hoodie, is he?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you know what brand of sneakers they were wearing when they all killed themselves in Heaven's Gate?
Oh, well, Nike, yeah.
Because of the swoosh.
Oh, right. Yeah, so this is where he gets people to commit to him. So they all have this gathering. I'm assuming it's in the grounds of the premises they have there in Manchester.
It has to be.
Yeah, and then they got big fire going. And it's very again, it's like a TV production. It reminds me of that reality show Survivor. They're all around the campfire and they have to vote somebody out, like, and like, so we'll have a listen.
Here, if you believe that this is the call of the cotton, if you truly believe that, and you pledged allegiance to that, if you believe
cotton in the duvet,
maybe the great comforter. I don't know. I think it's got to be it's some biblical reference, or it's not either that or. I'm distracted by these lads' chins. What the fuck is going on here? Look at these gin or chin. I don't know. Maybe the call of the cotton is when the Arabs went over to Africa and got all the slaves, where they didn't actually, capture them. They just got off the boat, shouted Allahu Akbar. Would you like to come to a new land to pick the cotton? And all the fuzzy wuzzies came running out of the bushes and just jumped on the boat because they couldn't wait to get over to a new land and pick cotton. It was their Messiah. That's what they've been waiting for all their fucking lives. But I would imagine it's not that. I imagine it's some parable from the Bible. Yeah, I could have looked it up, but I got so tired.
There's so much. There's so much. Yeah,
so much. I had to stop because we could literally be.
And by the way, that's a part of the whole thing, is that there's so much that you end up getting bamboozled. You either give up trying to dismantle the bullshit, or you get overwhelmed by it and you suddenly start believing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, you're clearly your knowledge is greater than mine. No, it's not. It's just his fucking persistence. And because, again, there's a certain personality type. That is the cult leader personality type. It's a psychopath, really, essentially.
That I am the Qa'im of the family of Muhammad, that all of the prophets and the messengers wished to be with and wanted to return to this world to support. If you truly believe that, then there shouldn't be any price that you wouldn't pay in order to come and support me and to help me carry this burden.
Wow. Like, this is the shittiest behavior you will ever see being, right?
Yeah.
You're like gathering of the community. Place you there. Like there's somebody standing opposite here. Like, so he's not talking to a camera. Like, so this is what we imagine is a new member coming into the fold, or somebody who's been called out because, they looked at him crooked or something like that, or didn't do exactly what he wanted to say. So he's scolding this person in front of the entire community and saying to them, if you want to stay here, if you truly believe in me, that I am the one that all these other prophets want to hang out with and go to the pub with, like every day of the week, I have Jesus on one phone, Muhammad on the other phone, saying, listen, what's the story, Abdullah? Are you coming out for a pint or what? We missed you. We haven't seen you in fucking ages. They all want to be with him. And if you truly believe that I am that dude, well, then there's nothing you shouldn't want to do for me.
And Jesus said it. He said, whoever wants to follow me has to be willing to carry their cross on their back like me, right? So that's the thing.
That's the thing. Spoken
That's
of the
the thing. Jesus Christ.
That's the thing, yo. You in, Holmes? What's up? What's up, bitch?
Oh my God.
That's
wow.
Look at these guys. They look like a bunch of fucking dogs. Like, this could be the album for a 90s fucking rap band.
And thank you so much for that. I would like to testify also that
my
there is
baby.
no worthier cause.
Isn't her?
It's your
Oh,
baby.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Yeah, it's his bottom bitch. So again, it's even worse than we thought originally. So we thought it's some new adherent who's being, made an example of him. No, it's part of the act. It's even worse than that.
Look at those lapel things.
I'm actually waiting for numbers to go. They're called grips. They're called Hashem grips. So that gets behind her.
Oh no!
Satan, get thee behind me.
No, don't! No, my
nothing.
baby, no!
Okay, well, they could be your hands on those grips.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like all these people surrounding her they must be the kind of the new batch. And so, like any kind of group dynamic, once they see one person do it, it's like, okay, well, then they feel obliged now. They have to do it. So she's committed to this guy. And they all love her because she's the bottom bitch. Like, so she went out, recruited all these girls saying how wonderful this life
fishing.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to, you won't have to work anymore. Yes, you'll have to sell the house, but that's nothing, like, because you'll come to this house, and this house is a mansion. It's got 500 bedrooms, 496 of them belong to Hashem. Each one is dedicated to the part of his documentary that he made. So he's named all the rooms after each episode in the 496 document. But we have this beautiful hall, 6 foot by 6 foot, with 150 bunk beds lashed in there. And, simplicity is the way forward. So they hear this woman, commit to the guy, and then he picks one of them at random, calls her up, and then once 3 or 4 people do it, and this is probably a weekly event where he has these loyalty tests every single week,
right?
Gets these people to recommit to him, much like I do with my wife. This is what we do on a Saturday every Saturday evening. I have her and the children come out the back garden, I light a fire, and then I get them to commit to me like this, and draw blood from them as well. That's part of the ceremony as well. Allegedly, sorry, I don't know this for a fact, but people have alleged that part of the oath is that they have to draw blood and give it to him as a sign of their loyalty to him, which is nice,
And that all of us here are absolutely happy that we're supporting this, and there's no other way to support God other than to come.
Don't be innocent eyes on this retard. Fuck me.
This is my pledge allegiance to the Mahdi. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. I bear witness that Ali and the Imams from his sons are the proofs of Allah. I bear witness that the Mahdi and the Mahdis are the proofs of Allah. Upon this I shall live, upon this I shall die, and upon this I shall be resurrected again.
Upon this I shall live, and upon this I shall die, and upon this I should be resurrected again. Inshallah.
Found the riser of the family of Muhammad, Aba Al-Sadiq.
Yeah, here's your lady again. She's fucking everywhere, every video. Yeah, she's not Irish. She's Indian, is she?
I don't know. She could easily be Levantine,
Yeah, it's kind of simian looking to me. It's kind of like there's a Planet of the Apes. Can you see it?
Only after you fucking mentioned it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. There goes that happening session ruined for you.
Hey, I didn't say I was not game anymore.
All right. So this is this little section here. This is about the miracles people have witnessed.
All right.
Abdullah perform. So enjoy.
Okay.
And this is what we saw.
I saw actual angels fly across the skies to testify for him.
I saw prophetic dreams where he revealed secrets that later came true.
I witnessed and experienced his prophecy of my son's impossible birth coming true.
In the mid-80s, we discouraged you from growing out a pelty bush. We honor your musty thicket of wonders as we would a humid swamp.
I witnessed him use me as a vessel to bring my dad back to life.
I saw him cure me of an illness that the doctors couldn't cure.
I saw him sustain countless people
like Jesus did for many years.
I witnessed he made the moon disappear.
I saw him have power over the jinn like Solomon.
Man, wait, whoa, buddy! He made the moon disappear, and he has power of the jinn.
Yeah, his power over the jinn, unlike you, who can't put the fucking bottle down. Sorry. So what we had so far, we've had he helped the woman. What was it? Overcome a terrible illness.
Right.
He performed a miracle for the woman to give birth when she was diagnosed with an impossible birth. Made the moon disappear.
Right.
Used some guy as a vessel to bring his father back to life. That's
necromancy then.
Yeah. I'd imagine now on cross-examination it might be the case of, metaphorically speaking, where he, gave him like 6,000-7,000 fucking psilocybin mushrooms, and he actually got to communicate with his father. This woman here, fatal. Yeah, she had a fatal illness. She was diagnosed with cancer and heart disease. There's photos of him online where she's in the hospital and he's laying his hands on her head.
Okay.
And she got better, but then there's counterclaims saying, well, it was because she went to hospital and they treated her. She got better, much like the Pope thing,
I don't know, man. The NHS is pretty bad.
I don't know. Maybe she had private healthcare. Who knows? But again, like trying to prove a miracle, unless, you're walking on water or you're lashing out pints from a magic bucket, beer bucket, and you see it with your own eyes. Nobody's going to fucking believe it. Even if it's
and this, what about sustaining X amount of people for years? Like,
yeah, but that's easy when you give them all your fucking money, isn't it? And you're working your ass off to fucking every penny you get goes into the group fund that you don't have access to.
But that's just capitalism. He gave money and he received food.
Yeah.
And he paid the electricity bill and the water bill,
Yeah, I know. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. He emptied my bank account. He made all my money disappear. It's a miracle. He made all my self-esteem go away. My agency is gone. It's a miracle. Yeah, the disappearer, not the great comforter or the riser. The great disappearer of fucking everything.
ने उनको अपने कैंसर और दिल की बीमारी को हटाते हुए देखा है.
I witnessed him manifest a person out of nowhere.
What's with all these cockeyed cunts?
Dude, I think this guy wants to kill me.
Yeah, look at it. Like somebody with one eye, twice the size as the other eye. Deep trouble. This is the henchman. This is the guy who carries out the hits. Piss off the cult. This is the guy who's coming knocking on our door. Like 3:30 in the morning. I am here from the great comforter.
Saw him resurrect my wife from the dead.
That's impressive. You'd think you would take video of that, wouldn't you? Instead of making a mini documentary on 4 dudes holding up a flag. How about proof of raising the dead? Like that would get me to join, That would get hundreds of millions of people around the world.
Absolutely.
Pledge allegiance, straight away. And then we can get James Randi if he's still alive. I don't know if he is, but if he's not, we can have fucking Hashem raise him from the dead anyway. He can go and verify it and give him a check for $100,000 if it's been proven to be scientifically correct and factful. Or accurate, factful. That's not even a fucking word, is
it? It's working, man. Your brain is melting already.
Yeah, I know. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be a gibbering mess. Just give it all up to Hashem so I don't have to think anymore.
I witnessed him cure me from my infertility.
I bet you did. I bet you kept banging away until you got pregnant. I can't have a baby. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I've been trying for fucking ages. Okay. Now maybe call the faithful together and the gangbang at 7:00, and they just lined up and kept going and going through sheer persistence. And they got this woman. They cured her of her infertility.
I saw him turn leaves into living animals.
Whoa.
Yeah. Leaves into living animals. Yeah.
No, that definitely has to be drugs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, leaves. All right. Yeah, I know what type of leaves he fucking gave you. Salvia divinorum leaves. Like, here, eat 600 of these, or let me dry them and crush them, and you put them in a pipe there, suck deep. Yeah, what do
But
you say
really,
now?
man, it's really easy to, fucking trick someone if you dose them. You just point to the ground and say, "Hey,
Look.
you see those leaves there? Aren't they crawling around? That's
Yeah.
weird, right?"
They are.
Hmm.
Isn't that a baby elephant? It is. Yeah, or maybe it could be simple as a sleight of hand. We had a fucking budgie in his back pocket or something, and he just picked up some leaves and then switched the budgie into his hand, blew on it, and the budgie flew away. Oh my god, it's a miracle! Here, have my underwear. Oh, thank you.
We saw him make every living minute of our lives with God a miracle.
We're going to close out here. So this is just the little ritual they do as they come in, or as he comes in to greet them.
How many microphones does this nigga need? What, he's not having a press conference.
Yeah.
My god, this is fucking shameless.
They have increased, haven't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Oh my god. What the fuck? People are fucking retards, man.
It's more impressive looking, I'm surprised he doesn't have BBC and like CNN, those little fucking cue boy things that they put on the mics.
No, really, this is fucking retarded, man. What the fuck?
What type of mic is that? Like, what is that? I haven't seen that.
Have you ever seen color commentators on like
Oh
sport?
yeah.
Under their nose so they don't, they don't get the nose breath.
Yeah.
That's what I think that is.
All right, it's just a spare one. That's just any microphone. You've got to grab all the microphones, so it looks more impressive.
Oh, that's weird.